Hi, I'm Nancy Wilson. I'm the Implementation and Support Manager for the App Garden, and we're so excited to have Neshaminy School District as a volunteer tracker customer. The purpose of the training today is to show you how easy it is to use Volunteer Tracker. Now, you're a volunteer coordinator at your particular site location, so you need to be able to see volunteers who have been approved to volunteer at your particular site. And so that's what I'm going to show you today, just how easy it is to register and to get started with this. So the first time you come in, you're going to click New Registration. This allows you to use your school district email address, set your own password, and to register to use the system. Now, once you do this, a link will be sent to your email that you must click in order to activate your registration. So if you don't see an email in, say, about 15 minutes, you might want to check your spam just to make sure that it did not go to spam. But as soon as you click that registration and you activate your registration, you can come back in and log into the system simply by entering that login and password. And once you log in, you're going to land on the volunteer tab. Now, this is going to land you on all your approved volunteers. We know that that really is what you're really after, is seeing who is approved to volunteer in my particular site location. Now, you are able to see all volunteers as well, and we'll show you that in just a minute. But on the approved volunteers, you're going to be able to see volunteers who have said, I would love to volunteer at that particular school, and you'll notice in our demo data there are 11 volunteers who have said, I'd like to volunteer at your school. So if you wanted to email all 11 volunteers, maybe you have an opportunity for them and you don't really care what activity they showed an interest in, you just want to solicit everyone, you can email the filtered list. It's going to pull up that you are emailing 11 volunteers. This is always just a good check to make sure you're emailing the numbers that you anticipate emailing. And so I'm going to enter in an email. So I will send this, and as soon as I send this email, all 11 of those volunteers will get that email. Now, if you had an opportunity that you wanted to just focus on recruiting volunteers who've said they have an interest, for example, I'm going to move over to the activities, and I'm going to choose athletic boosters, and I'll filter my research. Now, you'll notice I have 4 volunteers that have said specifically, I want to volunteer with athletic boosters. So now when I come and email this filtered list, you'll notice I'm emailing 4 volunteers. I know I'm emailing 4 volunteers who have said very specifically, I want to help with athletic boosters. So then you can focus your efforts with getting folks who have said they're interested. Now, you're going to be able to see the emails that you've sent by simply clicking on the email sent by me. When you do this, it pulls up all of the emails that you've sent, and you'll notice the top one is the one that we just sent to all 11 volunteers needing help this Saturday. So it's a great way just to look back and see the applications that you've sent. Now, if you want to look at all volunteers, you're going to be able to see volunteers who are still pending approval. So this gives you a list of your approved volunteers, but also ones that you know are coming up. So if a volunteer were to say to you, that they have applied to volunteer and you don't see them on your approved list, you'll be able to look to see if they have an application that is pending. Again, it's very easy for you to be able to communicate with your volunteers through the software. It logs that email and it's a great resource for you. You'll notice also that you have an opportunities and a logged times tab. Neshaminy has decided that they will start out with just getting your volunteers acclimated to using an automated process for applying and getting approved, and for you guys as volunteer coordinators to be able to see the ones on the list that are approved. So you will start using opportunities and log time a little later, but basically this gives you an option to be able to post a specific opportunity. Maybe you need someone to read with your students, and that will email out to your volunteers and allow them in turn to sign up electronically for your opportunity. So we will be using that. It'll be a bit later when we do. One thing I do want to point out is you do have the ability to enter an application for a volunteer by clicking the new application. Now the volunteer at this point, they do have to have registered and activated that email, and then you can enter the application for them. We do recommend that the volunteers enter their own applications just because it gets them used to using the technology, and down the road when you're posting opportunities it's easier for them. But we do know that occasionally schools have excellent volunteers who will come every time they call them, but they're never going to check email, they're never going to log in to the database, and you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to use this person. So you can click new to the application, and it will open up that application and allow you to enter that person's application. Again, they do have to have a valid email address in order for you to do this. The last thing that I would like to cover is exports. If you click the export link, it gives you the option to export your volunteers for your particular school. When you start logging time and creating opportunities, you can export those as well, and this opens up in an Excel spreadsheet, and it just allows you to be able to save that off so that if you wanted to have a saved copy to take with you somewhere, you would be able to have an approved list to take with you. Again, you're only exporting volunteers that are assigned to your particular site. The last thing that I'd like to cover is how we're going to support you guys. So if you have questions, you have any issues at all working with Volunteer Tracker, or you have a volunteer at your site location that's having trouble entering their volunteer application, I want to direct you to the upper right corner to the support and training link. This is going to be an awesome way for you and your volunteers to get help and support from our support team here at the App Garden. And there are multiple ways you can do this. You don't have to register in order to create a support ticket. So if you click Create a Support Ticket link, it will open up, and all you really need to do is just enter the basic information that we need in order to be able to contact you back and give a description of your problem or your issue. And usually someone on our support desk is going to be able to get back to you with just in a matter of minutes. We do have some solutions in this support portal, but you do have to register in order to see the solutions. The other option is to register and visit our support forum. That gives you a lot of interesting articles and is another great way. And then lastly, if you go to the bottom right corner, you'll see a little blue icon, and when you click that icon, it's going to open up a box to allow you to be able to enter a chat with our agents. And this is a great way to get a really quick answer if you need a quick answer from our agents. And if they aren't able to help you right then, they can still turn this into a support ticket. So again, lots of different ways that you can get support from our team. We have lots of training videos on Vimeo and YouTube. And so if you need specific training on certain things, you're able to get that as well. So again, we're excited to be working with Neshaminy. If you have any questions, let us know, and we look forward to seeing you using Volunteer Tracker to help you manage your volunteer program.